there are no cutoffs at Ashoka. We are looking at academic consistency. So that consistency can be within the bracket that you have, but as long as it's consistent, it's absolutely fine. So, as I said, the admissions process is already underway. We've already finished one round. The second round is closing on 17th of January, and it will go on till May. But what we always tell students is it's a good idea to make the most of the free time you have and start your application and complete it, because you have the facility of getting a firm offer of admission even if you don't have your class 12 board marks, because we offer admissions on the basis of your predicted scores. Documents you require would be basically your admissions. The application is going to cover your academics, your extracurricular, co-curricular, 3 essays, which would mean your personal essays and a letter of recommendation, and of course then the interview. But in the application you need to put in your 10th 11th standard marks, your predicted scores for the 12th standard, any sort of extracurricular co-curricular activities that you've done in the last 2-3 years, or maybe even longer than that, and but anything that you've engaged in very, very passionately. And of course, the other important thing, and it's a large component, is the essays. So there are 3 prompts in the application. We want you to engage in those prompts and answer those, make sure you answer that and, cover that, the question that we've asked in the prompt. And once you've submitted your application, and of course the LOR or the letter of recommendation is important, but it's not mandatory. So there are students who don't manage to find a recommender, which is absolutely fine. But if you do find a recommender, it's a good idea to ask the recommender to recommend you to the university. I'd like to clarify, there are no cutoffs at Ashoka. We have no percentage cutoffs or no, IB score cutoffs. We have no SAT cutoffs. SAT is an absolutely optional score that you have to put. It's not mandatory. If you haven't taken the SAT, just don't worry. You can just apply. As far as your class 12 scores are concerned, there's no problem at all. You don't have to worry. We are looking at academic consistency. So that consistency can be within the bracket that you have, but as long as it's consistent, it's absolutely fine. The financial aid process at Ashoka is very, very generous. We have students who are on 100% financial aid, and all this is need-based financial aid. So it all depends on the kind of need that your family has. We look at very basic information from you, and all this information is required after we make you the offer of admission. And once you've filled in those documents, and those documents are really all about your assets, your liabilities, the family's income. We look at your, the tax that you've paid. And based on that, we make you an offer. There are students who are on 100% financial aid and students whose parents have never been, they're first-time college goers. So we encourage students, from all diverse backgrounds, because the whole financial aid policy is based on need-based financial aid. So I can talk about Ashoka's aptitude assessment, and we do not call it a test because it's not a test of your knowledge. It is just an aptitude assessment. We are trying to understand whether you are the right fit for the university and whether the university is the right fit for you. So it's absolutely based on your thinking skills and your critical thinking skills, or it's like it's called the TSA. It's like a thinking skills assessment. And if you want to check out some sample papers, the sample papers are online. And also, if you need more information, you must go to the Cambridge TSA website. The Cambridge TSA website has many sample papers, and the Ashoka Aptitude Assessment is based on the Cambridge TSA also.
So the unique thing about Ashoka is that you can take a lot of courses that aren't in your major. Like computer science is my major, but I took many interdisciplinary courses like archaeology. The final exam in that was a paper that we had to write, and I wrote mine on machine learning and its applications of predicting where new archaeological sites are. And I was able to get a good grade. So the professors at Ashoka really give you a lot of flexibility and encouragement in terms of connecting whatever your interests are with whichever course you're taking.
Finish 3 years, you get one major and one minor. And the one minor, of course, is optional, but the only thing that's mandatory is one major. Invariably, because as you go along and as you explore, you tend to accumulate X number of credits and the subject qualifies for a minor. So you have one major and one minor. That's after 3 years. In the 4th year, when you do the Ashoka Scholars Program or the postgraduate diploma in advanced studies and research, you get to do a double major. So say, for example, you had a major in economics and a minor in history, and your history can be converted to a major and you get a double major. So that's the option that you have. You can have a double major at the end of 4 years. Is that an Ashoka graduate is very, very valuable in the market. And this is what, this is the kind of feedback we've been getting. The industries around who come and hire Ashoka students pitch you very, very high. So a simple number that I'll give you is an Ashoka student getting hired at 30 lakhs plus per annum by Google just clearly tells you where you are pitched. And I think the Career Development Office puts in a lot of hard work where through the 3 or 4 years that you're at Ashoka, they're helping you build your profile and make it stronger.